Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Today's Weather Tonight. Here, as always, I am your meteorologist for the evening, Cloud Hudson. I am doing an ASMR mode episode tonight, so all you horny little bastards who want to hear me whisper into a microphone can do that tonight with this episode. I am just getting home from a long day doing multiple jobs, and I'm here with you all to do my favorite job of all, which is talking about today's top weather stories, today's top 5 stories. I'd like to go ahead and say shout out to May the 7th for having the most chaotic vibes of all days in May. This has been truly one for the record books of days with chaos energy. I'm going to go ahead and pull up our volcanic activity so that I can... Oh, wait, I saw something on a homepage that Oh, they're just talking about Krakatoa. Okay, I saw some clickbait about volcanoes, and it was just talking about Krakatoa, and it wasn't anything important. Look how very important, though. Look how cool my hair looks. I keep cutting it. I keep cutting my hair every day, and I think it just looks cooler and cooler. Honestly, not ashamed. Not ashamed at all. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at today's top volcano stories. Ooh, we stories today. Reykjanes, the Reykjanes Peninsula of Iceland. The eruption continues with the lava effusing from the active vent, albeit always give me these hats. Albeit at reduced activity levels. Minimal changes have been observed in the southern part of the lava field near the defensive barriers of East Grindavik over the past weekend. In the Svartsengi region, the magma accumulation and ground deformation continue steadily, indicating sustained pressure buildup in the magma chamber. Consequently, there remains a possibility of a new dike intrusion from the Svartsengi magma chamber toward the active crater. The seismic activity has been elevated in and around the eruption zone over the past week, with most earthquakes registering below a magnitude 1. These tremors have been primarily clustered north of the current eruption site between Sundnuk and Storeskogafjell, south of Thorbjornar in the expansive valley near Grindavik, and between Grindavik and the current eruption site. So, here's the map showing all those earthquakes. And magnitude readings and daily earthquake number ratings. So they have just been increasing in May. Really, when we are looking at a monthly cycle of eruptions in this area, and our March eruption was a dike intrusion event that then 2 weeks late ended up in an eruption event and has continued to go on throughout all of April, and we are now well within May. I think we're overdue for a new eruption site, and the lava seems to think that we are overdue for a new eruption site. But a new eruption site there is not yet. So I have a feeling by May 15th, by my birthday, we are going to see a new Rearcast eruption site. Just me. That's just me. Here's a map of our Kilauea earthquakes. They have slowed down significantly, but do show some periodicity, kind of peaking around the midnight hours, going into new days. Ibu continues to erupt, so is Lebetobi and Tucano. Here's a satellite image of Sabancaya down in Peru. We've got Mount Ruang still giving off minor volcanic ash emissions to flight level 60, moving south-southeast observed at Kilauea. Seismic activity beneath the upper rift zone and the somewhat caldera south of Halemaumau reactivated over the past 24 hours. The seismic network registered about 230 earthquakes, of which 140 were located in the upper east rift zone, in the zone spreading from the Kenakaoi crater to the intersection with Helena Pali Road. The remaining 90 events were centered in the southern part of Halemaumau crater. Earthquakes were located at depths between 2 to 4 kilometers, with magnitudes below M2.0, with a few events with M2.5. The uplift beneath Halemaumau and the south side of Kaluapele and the Keanakau crater. Keanakaoi. Kaluapele and Keanakoi. I don't want to fuck up the names of these volcano gods, okay? Give me patience. Give me strength. I'm not trying to piss them off. Kaluapele and Keanakaoi crater continues. Sulfur dioxide emissions remain low, with approximately 62 tons per day on May 2nd. Popo continues to explode down there in central Mexico, where we continue to see earthquakes. Sangay down in Ecuador continues to have new volcanic ash emissions up to 21,000 feet, or flight level 210. Sabancaya has volcanic ash plumes that rise even further up, reaching flight level 250. Let's look at the official May 7th roundup. Ibu continues to explode. That's down in Halmahera, Indonesia. Elewatolo, down in the Lesser Sunda Islands, continues to explode. So does Semeru in East Java, Indonesia. And Mount Ruang continues to explode as well. Here's Purache volcano. That is, and here's Reventador. Can be later mentioned here. Purache in Colombia, the Servicio Geológico Colombiano reported that seismic activity at the volcano decreased significantly over the past 2 days. This is one that's recently been put on our map and has now been deemed off our map. Earthquakes associated to rock fracturing. We talked about that last night. Continue to be primarily located beneath the crater of the volcano and on its eastern flank at depths of less than 3 kilometers. The strongest event recorded, M1.9, observed in the 2 earthquakes on May 5th. The seismic activity associated with fluid movements remains predominantly concentrated in the crater area and its northern flank at depths less than 0.8 kilometers. Furthermore, earthquakes associated with magma flux have been detected beneath Piccolo and Curiquinga centers, with very low magnitudes and depths ranging from 1.5 to 3.5 kilometers. The alert status at the volcano remains orange. All right. Oh, and Ubinas in Peru getting a shout out. Explosive activity continues. Emissions up to flight level 220. All right. Let's go now to check out our earthquakes. Y'all have definitely heard the bells dinging in the background. So let's go ahead and take a look at our earthquake 3D. Let's look at least 24 hours. Okay, I'm going to take our lower. We're starting in Americas, so I'm going to take it back to twos and greater. We've got a 2.3 up here in Oklahoma, Arklatex region. 2.3 is registering in Edmond, Oklahoma. And that was at a depth of 9 kilometers. Notable because it's close to 10 kilometers, but it's not we are now going, oh shit, my stream dropped out. Nobody was going to tell me. Well, hope no one missed it too much. Oh, I just did this whole weather radar update with my radar not showing. Oh, it's because my OBS is frozen. Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay, so I was just talking about how this storm in Arkansas is spawning a tornado right now. There's a radar indicated tornado in Hot Springs, Arkansas. There's also all this very severe weather going on through the Ohio River Valley. And yeah, that's it. I'm not going to recap anymore because I'm just going to move on to the next story of today, which from the next story is the Schumann resonances. Let's take a look at them. Schumann resonances. Okay, so we had a little burst of activity here between 6 and 7. That means around 0 UTC, because this is +7. And over here on the east coast of the United States, we are -7 UTC. So this is 6 or 7 hours before midnight, which means like 8 or 9. 12 minus 4 is 8. Minus 2 more is 6. 6 or 7? Actually, yeah, I think this is 6 or 7. I think we're like 12 hours behind Russia. So around 6 or 7 p.m. today, not a.m. tomorrow. We had a little burst of energy and followed by a few other percussive bursts after that. So let's take a look at, oh, and that's after the 7th was mildly quiet, but not quiet. There were a few power bursts at around 11 and 8. So let's take a look at the amplitudes at those times. Okay, yeah, 6 to 8, we had a little power burst, and 11 and 8, we had some other power bursts, but not as significant as we saw on May 6th. So, yeah, pretty quiet day there. Let's go now to take a look at our sun. Oh my God, we had another X-class flare within the past 2 hours. This is wild. Okay, we'll get back to the CMEs in a second. Let's take a look at... It just happened. Guys, they're saying it's 6 UTC right now. This happened at 5:10 UTC, so about 40 minutes ago. When did we start the stream? Okay. Okay. So there was an X-class flare right when we started the live stream today. And there was also an X-class flare, a near X-class flare. Wait, hold on. Is this 2 of them? This looks like an X-class flare right here at 140 UTC, and this looks like another X-class flare at 505 UTC. So I think there might have been 2 X-class flares today. Oh, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Human, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Look at all the beautiful X flares that have happened. I mean, this this one yesterday, yesterday's X-class flare was 4.25, so that is big, buddy. That's a big Bertha X-class flare. And then we had another 2 back to back tonight. Oh my god. Okay, so if this one at 5 UTC happened at... If they're saying it is now... Listen, I'll get a UTC calculator someday. Last readings at 6. This is 5... and then 1, so like 4 hours ago. Where were you 4 hours ago? There was an X-class flare then, and there was an X-class flare just now. We have been in R1 radio blackout level M-class flares all day, and we have gotten 2 X-class flares. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Come on, son, you can do it. We are currently in both a type 2 radio emission and a type 4 radio emission. God damn, I'm so happy to see this. Oh my god, it's so exciting. Because I had lots of very good conversations with my friends tonight, and it feels very validating when I see that there is heightened solar activity when I have good conversations with my friends. We had 6 CMEs today. Let's take a look at the one that had the shallowest angle. Ooh, that's a good one. Take a look at the next one. Oh, that's not as impressive. Let's look at the one before it. I think this 58 one is pretty impressive, or 57 degree. That is pretty impressive. Let's look at the scatter plot on that. Really concentrated in one area. Probably not going to show much, but beautiful. Let's take a look at our real-time solar activity, though, so that we can... Yeah. Oh, and 3664 is now categorized as a beta gamma delta type. Oh my goodness, y'all. This is so exciting. Oh my god, this is so exciting. I am just... Nothing excites me more than the solar flares. It's like, I'm not perverted or anything. This is just like... I'm basically asexual at this point in my life. I live with my parents. I can't feel like a sexual being a child that lives at home at 30 years old. But me, I get wet when I see 2 different beta gamma delta type sunspot regions. So beautiful. It's so beautiful to see the waveforms doing their thing. And they're in an FKC class. I haven't even gotten to spot classifications yet. But there's like 3 different tiers of levels that you can get classified as a sunspot. And they all mean different things for your geometry, size, and behavioral pattern. And that is even different from the class magnitude magnification of the sunspot regions. So here are the magnetic classifications. We have 2 beta gamma delta types, a sunspot group with a beta gamma magnetic configuration, which is a bipolar sunspot group, but complex enough so that no line can be drawn between spots of opposite polarity, and that have a 1 or more delta sunspots. And a delta sunspot is the umbrae of opposite polarity in a single penumbra. So what does all that mean? Let's take a look at our sunspot regions right now. Oh god, I get bricked up looking at these radio emissions and recent X-class flare emission. Let's go. So exciting. So exciting. So exciting. Oh my God. Am I still broadcasting? I hope I'm still broadcasting. Okay, good. Let's fucking go. Okay, we gotta watch these babies morph and meld. That's a sexy, sexy sun. Okay. This is not loading for some reason. There we go. Let's see this sexy sun in action. Let's see the sexy sun in action. 3663, 3664, and 3668. This one is getting more and more complex by the minute, and I fucking love it. This one is saying sayonara to the Earth-facing disk, but still trying to go out with a banger. Oh my God. Let's look at these flares in real time. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Fucking bam, 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 pop. There we go. And pop, 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 pop. I think we're in the middle of another emission. I think there's going to be another emission. Honestly, I think 3663 and 3664 are going to have an emission at the same time that are going to arc over to each other. They both look like they are throwing up some umbra right now. Both look like they're throwing up some lines of magnetic flux, some ropey, some thick, hot, ropey strings of plasma are going to pulse forth from both of these sunspots. Oh yeah, let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go, son. Let's go, son. Yeah, let's go, son. Look at all these sexy emissions. I can't even deal with how many bursts are happening. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's edging. This is edging. This sunspot is edging so hard right now. God, that's hot. I'm like, how hot? Hotter than the surface of the sun. That's how hot it is. Beautiful. Oh my God. Every burst kind of blacks out, whites out the sensors. Let's take a look at the magnetogram. Those sexy lines of magnetic flux from positive and negative. Oh yeah, baby, what did I tell you? These two sunspot regions are so connected, dude. Look at that. Look at that. There are definitely connections. Ropey, thick, hot, juicy strings of connections between these two plates. Oh, amazing. The sun is so fucking beautiful. Oh, God, I love the sun. Oh, my God. It's so fucking cool. So fucking cool. Okay. If y'all did not believe me last night when I was telling you that your vibration set the tone for the universe and the universe sets the tone for your vibration, when you choose to break the cycle and be a joyous, radiant being of light, love, positivity, and transformation, and honestly, not just positivity, but vengeance against oppression, you'll see shit like an X-class flare, 2 X-class flares, 3 X-class flares in a week, back to back. Things are ramping the fuck up right now. I want to scream, but I can't. I mean, I could, but like, I respect the generosity my parents have given me to like live in their basement, that I'm not going to scream while they're asleep, but god damn, this is some sexy fucking solar weather. Okay, our solar wind is pretty elevated. We're sitting right below 500 consistently. Our density keeps peaking up into the 456 range. This is picometers. No, this is plasma per centimeter cubed. I don't remember what P means. We've got the interplanetary magnetic field in medium strength. The interplanetary magnetic field orientation was stronger in the southward component earlier tonight, but we are now in a northward component. Our magnetometers from CANMOS, the magnetometer observing system in Canada, is looking nominal. Stack plot from Europe looks pretty good, but we are a little bit out of nighttime in Europe now. And so yeah, it's looking like probably not a really great aurora night, but look at all these fucking X flares. And yeah, confirmed, this 1.04 was from 3664. So we have a new X-class flare spawning sunspot region in the Earth-directed orientation. That means we're probably going to continue to see this elevated geomagnetic storm conditions. Speaking of radio emissions, let's look at our... Yeah, we are well into these upper radio emissions. Good God. And the radio emissions are currently focused, the blackout, it's not a blackout of all radio waves. It is a lowering in the decibel clarity and propagation of all of the radio signals terrestrially in that bandwidth. What does that mean? There's more noise on the bands. What does that mean? It means that, like, you know how you're only allowed to broadcast on a radio frequency if that is what the FCC gives you to broadcast on? Well, the sun does not respect the laws of this land, and it will broadcast upon all radio bandwidth frequencies. And that interfering broadcast of radio waves from the sun does in fact pollute the terrestrial, and by terrestrial I mean on Earth, propagation of radio waves from one point to another. This means that you lose volume, you lose amplitude in the clarity of the waves because you are adding waves that are more chaotic into it. So the clarity of the signal up here gets reduced because the floor level of what sounds like fuzz or TV static background noise is raised. So these radio emissions are raising the threshold of what sounds like nonsense. So it's not that it brings this level down. It's not that it actually makes your radio station's tower quieter. It just means that you have to turn the volume up a lot more to hear what the same amount of radio waves pumped out from the station sounds like. It's kind of like when you get out of range of a radio station in geographically driving in your car, and you have to turn it up, but you just get more fuzzy sound. That's what's happening with the radio emissions. The sun not only broadcasts visible UV and infrared light, but also X-rays and infrared X-rays and radio waves. These are all different wavelengths of radiation, and they all come from the sun. They also come from other sources, and we can control that, but we can't control what the sun does. You can emit any waves you want to. The sun just does it better. Okay. Let's go now to our planets, because I want to talk about how this X-ray, this double X-class flare situation happened on the same day as the new moon. Actually, like in the same hour, at the exact hour that the moon was perfectly aligned with the sun and the earth. The moon was exactly in the way of the sun from the earth. It would be an eclipse if it was at the exact ecliptic, but the North Node is in Aries right now, so the new moon in Taurus was not an eclipse. But this is actually the first lunation. No, I might be misspeaking, but this is one of the first lunations in Taurus since the nodes have moved out of Taurus into Aries Libra. So this is one of our first exalted lunations, because the moon is exalted in Taurus. Now, the moon rules Cancer. That's where the moon is the HBIC, but the moon is the happiest and like living her best life in Taurus. That's what exalted is. Kind of in modern profane ways of explaining ancient astrology. But we are also in the peak of our Taurus stellium for the season. We've got the moon and the sun and Venus and Uranus and Jupiter, all 5 of those planets in Taurus. And that's a beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous formation. I will tell you, I had beautiful, gorgeous, productive work today. And I'm a Taurus. I'm a workhorse. I fucking love to work. I love to sleep, but I also love to work. I love to sleep because I'm a Pisces moon, but I love to just chew on some nice creative work. That's my Taurus. And I think that's what's happening right here with this big Taurus stellium. And this big Taurus stellium is centered around a new moon that happened sextile to Saturn in Pisces. So if you have found a way to turn your ethereal nature into concrete action, you're mastering Saturn in Pisces. But also, if you have felt bogged down by addiction and wanting to escape, heavy escapism vibes. If you have felt like the thorn in your side is the escapism vibes, you are also embodying Saturn in Pisces right now. But good news is Mercury and Mars are still in Aries to reality check you and be like, bitch, the fuck are you for real? You're really running away again? You're running away again? After Pisces and Aries season, after eclipse season gave you a reality check, you're really running away again? You know, that's what the stars are giving right now. So with that, I think I need to do some self-reflection instead of talking to you guys about this shit, because I obviously shouldn't be talking about it. I want to go now to our cosmic weather. Let's go to our cosmic weather. And for all of y'all drunks that I met at the bar that I plugged my show to, this is the part of the show where I go a little off the rails. Uh-oh, I didn't go off the rails already with astrology in a weather forecast. But this is the part of the show where I use card magic to divine a weather reading of the cosmos. So, yeah, that's what happens now. I don't know. You listen to the whole thing. We're going to start with the liminal space deck. That is, last night's card was Break the Cycle. Actually, I left last night's card readings out to charge because I felt so strongly about the vibrations of the cards I pulled last night. Oh God, I dropped so many cards. I can't pull that many. I swear to God, I don't even shuffle the cards. I just kind of like cut them a little bit, and it wakes up my dad. And I think it's because he's afraid that cards are the devil. But he's also really psychic. He's really psychic and he doesn't know it. I think he hears me shuffle cards and he's like, something's awry, something's amiss in the atmosphere. That man is a wizened old crone. He just doesn't understand why he knows stuff. He's very sensitive. He's a Pisces moon as well. How do I shuffle cards silently? I am trying so hard to shuffle these cards very silently. Okay. This card tells it like it is. This is a very rude card. I hate video games. Don't hate this card. I just hate video games and everything they stand for. You're playing yourself. Enjoy the game, but don't forget that you're playing. This is all a game. This is a video game reality. I'm sorry if you hate that message, but enjoy the game, but don't forget that you're playing one. It is very much that literal. We quite literally are playing a video game in a higher dimension, and this is the game. So, ha 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 ha. Also, we're able to rewrite the code of the video game from within the video game itself. So don't forget that you're playing it. Don't forget that maybe you started playing the video game in order to rewrite the code, because every software designer has to go in as a playing character in order to update the code. But sometimes we forget that we came in here to update the code. You know, that kind of shit. Okay. That is, you're playing to yourself. Let's go for our tarot deck. And I'm going to choose to get a card that I'm going to know a good interpretation for. Not something I'm projecting upon the card, but something that I'm actually going to be able to interpret without looking up. Oh, I just got to download that I know all of it already, but I just have to let myself know it. Well, that's not helpful when I won't let myself know it, is it? Earthquake after earthquake. X-class solar flare after X-class solar flare. Okay. Got a jumper. Ah. It's the Six of Pentacles. Now. Now, bitch, you know I know this card. This is the middle decan of Taurus. The Six of Pentacles is correlated with the middle decan of Taurus, and that is coincidentally where we just had our new moon. It was in the middle decan of Taurus, and it corresponds to the Six of Pentacles. In one hand, he's got the scales that actually represents Libra, but Libra is the sister sign to, well, it's not the sister sign in the opposite way. Libra is the other sign co-ruled by Venus. Libra and Taurus are ruled by Venus, and the Six of Pentacles measures out his charity and gives to some and not to others. But the implication on the card is that with the blue cloak and the patches and the holes in it, this is somebody who is always begging, always asking, somebody who actually truly could be the giver if they wanted to, but does not want to be in the giver's position. They actually want to be in the receiving position the whole time. The person who gets, the person receiving from the person with the scales of justice is the person in the yellow cloak, which represents the masculine. Not that women are moochers and men give, but masculine is outward and feminine is inward. And to embody your feminine, you need to be able to receive nice things, and to be able to embody your masculine, you need to be able to give nice things. So the role reversal here, the gag is that the man or the person in the yellow cloak is receiving. So there's something divinely non-binary about this card as well. It's the combination of a 5 and a 6. It's an 11. It is kind of the implication of the magic number 11. Master number. It's the implication of the master number of the life path of 11. And also the man who's in the receiving position is implied to be a masculine aligned with nature. Nature being a feminine creation, and the feminine person who is not receiving, not in their highest expression, is aligned with the city in the background, the city being a very masculine expression. So there are many ways of showing the ways that people give and receive being higher and lower, and also a form of karmic poetic justice. This is kind of the formula of how the video game works. You need a certain amount of gender transgression in order to keep flow going, in order to hack the system. It's kind of like a cheat code. To keep flow going, you need to balance your feminine and masculine dualities. You cannot stay. The reason the beggar here does not get the rest of the coins is not because they were undeserving, but because they have stayed in their receiving state too long, as is evidenced by the holes in their clothes. They have already received too much and still ask, yet the person who has both a cloak and a hat has humbled themselves and said, even though I already have a little more than this person, I'm still going to ask because, like, I need it. Really selfish lesson, very hard to learn, a really hard card for many people to swallow. It's really fucking sad that charity can only go so far. But that's why people who are benefactors have to be just, and they're not often in this world. The people who give out their shit do give it to the people who don't deserve it. And that's the other reading of this card. This is the upright reading of the card, is like, oh, maybe sometimes good things can happen to people who need it. The reversed reading of this card is, oh, only the worst people get what they ask for. Only the worst people get the charity. Like, no, actually, this is good things coming to people who believe good things come. And bad things, not bad things, but a lack of good things coming to people who don't believe that they're actually going to get good things. It's not exactly that you make your own magic, but it's exactly that. What's our cosmic weather bringing together the Six of Pentacles, and you're playing yourself? First, I seek joy, and all else follows. It's got a little pretty painting of a little horsey, a little pony, prancing upon the meadow across the field with blue sky and puffy little clouds in the background. It says, since your feeling of joy is your indication of your connection with your source, once you have achieved joy, you have achieved connection with your source. And under these circumstances, all that is good follows. I'll read that again. First, I seek joy, and all else follows. Since your feeling of joy is your indication of your connection with Source, once you have achieved joy, you have achieved connection with your Source. And under these circumstances, all that is good follows. So, quite a beautiful reading here. I think it says, as soon as you want to order it, the abundance is there. And I'd like to order it right now. So, I got a scratcher at the gas station on the way home, so I'm going to do it on stream. Let's just see how this goes. I'm in the timeline where this isn't embarrassing. I got the lucky sevens one. Here, y'all want some ASMR of scratchers. Scratcho cards and cartomancy. Let's go. Ooh. Bust. Well, I guess the sevens weren't so lucky for me tonight. But perhaps I didn't actually want to win for some reason. And I've got to do some soul searching about why that is. Why did I not want to win? Truly believe that you can just manifest a win when you want to. And you've got to reflect upon why you didn't want to win if you didn't win. So maybe I'm just very grateful. Maybe I'm just very grateful for where I am in my life. I don't want the power or luck to be able to move somewhere else or move around. I'm just so extremely grateful for what the universe has already given me that I don't care to win. Kind of see that as a win. All right. I love you guys very much. Thank you so much for seeing another episode of Today's Weather Tonight. And as always, I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you very much. Love you very much. Bye. 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 Bye.